What up? What up? What's good? Welcome, welcome. Everybody get in the chat. I appreciate you for being here. Yeah, I see everybody in here right now. This is totally awesome. And I'm ready. I'm ready to inspire you. I'm ready to, speak life into you. So I want to just make sure I'm coming through good. Make sure all technical sounds and everything like that is coming in straight. So once I get the go ahead from the team, once I get the go ahead from you guys, then I know we are ready to rock and roll and ready to go. So let me know where y'all checking in from before we get started. Let me know where y'all checking in from. I want to make sure the energy is right. And I want to make sure the energy is good right now. So let's get it. Where y'all checking in from? What up, Sheena? What up? What up, Chester? What up, Victoria? What's good? How y'all living? Hey, y'all don't be judging me for my onesie right now, man. You know what I mean? I gotta go to sleep after this. These are late night vibes, and I'm comfortable. It's kind of chilly here in Texas. But I want to make sure the energy is right. Thank you for joining me. We're gonna dive right into this. We're gonna get into this. And listen, you know, I want to do this every Wednesday night. So make sure you hit the notification bell. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm putting a big focus on YouTube. So you're going to see me really focus on YouTube more than any other platform. So make sure that you guys lock into this, okay? Make sure you check the chat. I got my team moderating for different things we have going on. We have a new text community. So if you want to be a part of that text community, my team will drop the link. We'll pin that link on how you can be a part of the new text community we have because the old one is done. We have some new merch dropping. Go to shoprehabtime.com. We have new merch dropping that's incredible this weekend. And I feel like it's one more thing that I want to say that I'm forgetting. Oh, so tomorrow on the podcast, I'm going to drop this. But tomorrow on the podcast, I am releasing a sneak peek of Protect Your Peace audiobook. It's actually available right now if you're like subscribed on Audible or Spotify. You got to have a certain membership to get it right now, but the official date, I believe, is the 22nd. But I know some people have already listened to it because they have a certain type of membership. But anyways, tomorrow on the pod, though, I'm putting a dope addition to the book. So not to talk about the book, but I got to touch on this really quick. The audiobook is different than the book. Of course, I'm reading the book, but I'm adding a lot more things to the book, a lot more bonus content, meditations, me just being straight up. Like, you're really going to enjoy it. So make sure you go get it. Make sure you support it. Let's take that thing to number one. And without any further ado, I want to go ahead and jump into this tonight. And, for me, I always look at the new year as an opportunity. And if you follow me, I always say this. You're a choice away from a new beginning. You're a commitment away from a new life. I don't believe you need a new year. But since the new year is coming, I don't want to wait to 2025. I don't want you to wait to 2025. So I'm going to change everything. I'm going to, do this. And no, let's start right now. Let's start right now. I think it's very important in order to live your best life, in order to live in self-worth mastery. A big part of self-worth mastery is knowing what you're not going to allow in your life anymore. Okay, I know 2024 has probably been a ride for you, but if you want to make 2025 the year you finally live up to your potential, there's some things that need to stay in 2024. There's some things that you have to let go of. Okay, you have to let go of to step into the life that's been waiting for you. And I want to tell you this. There's a life, and listen, when I say this, some of y'all might discredit yourself, and I hope that ain't going to be you. If you rock with me long enough, you ain't going to be thinking like this, because we live legendary over here. And I could be in a onesie right now and still feel legendary. You know what I mean? But I want you to know, like, there is a life waiting for you, a life waiting for you to step into. And it's not this settled life. It's not this life of lack. It's not this life of less. It's the life that you are meant to deserve. It's the life that is meant for you. And I believe that we are all specifically designed to have a life that is meant for us. But some of us, we settle for less. We live the life that pain forces us to live. We live the life that challenges forces us to live. We live the life that haters force us to live. We live the life that our ex forced us to live. We live the life that a failed dream forced us to live, and we just start accepting that. So when I say these words, I know you might discredit yourself, but we got to change that, or else nothing's going to change. I'm going to keep it straight up with you. It all starts with you. Got to tell yourself that right now. It all starts with you. There's some things that you have to let go of to step into your best life. And today, we're not talking about surface level stuff, okay? We're not talking about surface level stuff. I'm talking about deep changes, and we're going to talk about science-backed stuff. I'm going to give you some science behind some of these things. I got some notes that is scientifically proven and that your soul is begging for. So I want to jump right into this. I got my notes right in front of me because I want to teach to you guys. You know what I mean? We're moving to this era of just not just motivation, but actually transformation, actually implementation. We're not just going to inspire you. We want to actually impact your life so you can make a change. Because motivation is great. I'm not the person that says motivation doesn't mean anything. It does. You got to have a motive to be able to move, but motivation isn't sustainable without an actual guide map, without actual transformation, without actually application, without actually steps on how to keep that motivation consistent in your life. And that's what I want for you. So, number one, let's jump right into this. Number one, and light up the chat, y'all. Make sure you share this. I'm gonna answer y'all's questions at the end. Number one, this is a duh, okay? And like Trent, we should know this, but if you know it, let's start doing it. You feel me? If you know it, let's live by it. Okay? So number one, this is a pillar every single year. Stop settling for less. Okay? You need to leave the less in 2024. I don't care what it is in your life, no more less. We're not living in lack. We're not living in, just making people feel comfortable and keeping things around our life just because. We're not living a just because life no more. Oh, well, just because it's my friend for 15 years, or just because, it's just because. No more just because. If there's not a real reason why something should stay in your life, get rid of it. If it's not a real reason why you're doing things in your life, stop doing it. Being straight up with you. You know what I mean? Like, so 2024, we're leaving the less in 2024. We're going to seek more in 2025. Too many of us are accepting less than what we deserve, whether it's in relationships, our careers, or even how we treat ourselves. And here's the truth. You were not created to live a life of average. Nothing about you is average. Your relationship shouldn't be average. Your job shouldn't be average. Your gifts ain't average. The people you're around shouldn't be average. Nothing about you is average. So why are you living average? Why are you waking up living average? Why are you waking up, going through the same situations and doing the same things that you know is not doing anything for your life? Why are you waking up being around average, accepting average, and then get mad when nothing better is coming to your life? Right? You weren't created to live average. You weren't created to live a life of settled. Settling leads to suffering. But at some point, you got to say, man, ain't nothing about me average. Ain't nothing about you average. Now, you might have average people trying to convince you of that, but ain't nothing about you average. But you living that way. And a lot of people, I'm going to be real, we want this top tier life. We do. Like, let's keep it real. We want this top tier life in different elements and aspects of our life. We want this top tier life. But a lot of us, what we're doing is, and I've been here before, so I'm not judging you. I'm just keeping it real. We are living in a place of average. We want a top tier life, but everything we do, every action we take is average. And so no more average. I'm not talking about I'm talking about your life. We're not doing average. We're not showing up average. We allergic to average. We ain't doing it. We live in legendary around here. If we live in legendary, we all about greatness. We ain't about perfection. We about progression. We about putting our best foot forward every single day. That's what's going to change your life in 2025. You do realize that, right? It's not going to be some miracle that happens, because the miracle is you. You got to work the miracle. You got to believe in the miracle. You got to act on the miracle if you want the miracle to take place. If you want the dream to happen, you have to act on the dream. You have to live the dream. You have to become it if you want it to take place. So this year is where all that average stuff stays, or else you're going to live an average life next year. Okay? Okay, I want to give some scientific research to this. Listen to this. Research shows that people who value themselves, and this is facts, set higher goals, right? Higher standards for their life, and are more likely to reach them. Your self-worth, this is not my words, this is scientific, but my words be right on point with it. Your self-worth directly impacts your success. So, guys, I tell everybody, if you're going to call me anything, call me a self-worth coach. Rehab time, it all starts with you. It's all about self-worth. I believe self-worth is the foundation of life. I help people with their self-worth. I believe in self-worth mastery, because self-worth is all about the belief in self. Self-worth is all about how you accept yourself. It's about the confidence of self. And your self-worth directly impacts your success. Your self-worth says, I hear Trent, but I see all my circumstances. He just talking inspiration. He don't understand me. He don't understand what I'm going through. And I know some of y'all are thinking like this. I've been doing this for 15 years. I get it. I was at a place in my life where I thought like that. The prison mindset, the prison perspective, right? We find ways to justify why we don't deserve it. We find, man, damn that. I should press the beat button. Damn that. We're not living like that no more. We leaving that in 2024. That's low level, low vibrational stuff. We're not living like that no more to find reasons why I don't deserve it. Well, I don't deserve what Trent is saying because there's no, find a reason why you do deserve it. Right now, and right in the chat right now, or, hit me up. If you're listening to this, hit me up and let me know why you do deserve it. Because you do deserve it. You do deserve your best life. But as I say too, you also deserve the life that you're choosing to settle for. And I know that hurts, but it's all about self-worth. That self-worth is a direct reflection of the prison perspective or the power perspective that we talk so much about. That power perspective says, I'm going to find a way. I'm going to make a way. I'm going to create a way. I'm going to pray a way. I'm going to act on a way, right? I'm going to live a certain type of life. I'm going to live a top tier life by my actions, by my language, by how I show up, by my mentality, by the people I'm around, by the environment, by the energy that I give off. I'm going to live like that because I know when I live like that, I start to create the life that I know that I deserve to live in. And that's what I want for you. That's what's available to you. So I talk about self-worth all the time because self-worth directly impacts your success. Write this down. You are too valuable to settle for anything less than you deserve. You are too valuable. In 2024, we're leaving in 2024. We're not allowing things, people, places, environments, anything determine the value of who we are. Who's determining your value? Let me ask you that question. Who's determining your value? Is it social media? Is it the algorithm? Is it people? Is it strangers on the internet? Is it your kids, your spouse, your friends, coworkers? Who's determining your value? And I got to tell you this. You're valuable. Your value should never change. Your value has already been solidified. There's nothing in this world that can make you more valuable. Yes, you might be more valuable to people. Yes, you might be more valuable to an environment because they need something from you. But your value, write this down. Your value is not based upon how somebody sees you or treats you. Your value is based upon how you were created to be. Your value isn't based upon how somebody treats you. Your value isn't based upon how somebody sees you. Your value isn't based upon somebody recognizing your greatness. You're valuable because that's how you were created to be. So I don't need to go out into the world and find validation of my value. I know I'm valuable because God created me that way. I know I'm valuable because I know how I show up every single day. Everything that I've been through, everything I got through, I know I'm valuable. I don't need you to say it. Now, it feels good when you say it, but I don't need you to say it. I don't need you to validate my value. I don't need you to treat me a certain type of way so I can feel better about myself. Y'all know this quote: never let how somebody treats you determine how you treat yourself. Never let how they feel about you change how you feel about yourself. Write that in the chat right now. Send this to me right now. If you're listening to me, send this to me right now. Put this on social media right now. Never let this is the self-worth pillar, right? If y'all been with rehab time long enough, you know this quote. Never let how someone sees you change how you see yourself. Never let how they feel about you determine how you feel about yourself. We're not living like that. Okay, so leave the mindset of settling in 2024. We got that? Right? We leaving in 2020. We're not settling in no area of our life at all. Just imagine right now. Just imagine. And I want you to visualize right now. I wish I had some inspirational music that I can play right now in this moment. But just imagine, I don't even want to say like imagine living your best life. But just imagine you living a life where you're no longer settling. Just imagine that. Just imagine you living a life where you're no longer settling. Have any of you ever spent time just thinking about that? That was something I did years ago that changed my life. I just visualized. I said, man, what would my life be like? Not if I went to go achieve all these great things, But what would my life be like if I stopped settling for less than what I deserve in every area of my life? Right now, I'm having conversations with myself. Trent, where are you settling in? To be totally transparent, 2024, I settled in my health a bit. I settled in business a bit. Being transparent, being real. I'm not up here to be no expert. I'm your homie. I'm your bro. I'm going to speak facts to you. I'm up here to be no YouTuber like I got it all figured out. I do amazing things, but also, you know what? I fail a little bit because I'm a human just like you. So I'm having this conversation with myself. Trent, what if you went all in on your gifts and your talents? Like all in, not 80%, not 95, but all in. What if you stop being around mindsets that didn't serve your life? Have you ever spent time thinking about that? Because sometimes it's not about us that's preventing us from moving forward. It's about what's surrounding us that's keeping us from moving forward. So I want you to spend time after this conversation just visualizing that. Stop thinking small, because how you see yourself is how you'll let others treat you and what you'll go after in life. If you see yourself as small, if you see yourself as average, you're going to here we go. You're going to let people treat you as average. You're going to let people determine your worth as average. If you start seeing yourself like that, I want you to see yourself as greatness. I want you to see yourself as legendary. When people ask me all the time, Trent, did you ever think you would get here? Yep, I sure did. Because back in 2009, when everybody turned their back on me, I still saw my greatness inside of me. My mind was already in legendary before my life ever showed up to it. Does this surprise you, all the success? No, it doesn't. Because once God showed me that it was for me and he was going to bless my life, then I knew it was coming. I just had to be obedient. I had to be disciplined. I had to be consistent. I had to have that championship mindset. And I had to live legendary every single day. Some of us were waiting to become it. Oh my gosh. We're waiting to become it before we start living it. We're waiting for it to show up. And then I'm going to start. No, start now. You become the magnet. We don't live a life of chasing. It's not what we do. 2024, let me add that to the list. We leaving chasing in 2024. We ain't chasing nothing. We ain't chasing people. We ain't chasing opportunities. I'm going to say this. We ain't chasing dreams. We ain't chasing approval. We ain't chasing validation. We ain't chasing chasing to be liked. We ain't chasing to be loved. We ain't chasing nothing. We gonna live our best life, and we gonna become the magnet. We gonna attract the right things. The right things will find us by how we live. We're gonna live so loudly without saying a word because our confidence is gonna be on 100. Because our love for ourselves is gonna be on 100. Because our self-worth is gonna be on 100. People have no choice but to see it. They're going to walk past you and be like, there's something different about you. Man, it's something different about your spirit. It's something different about your energy because you fully accepted yourself. We leaving that chasing stuff in 2024. Stop chasing. Stop chasing people. Stop chasing things. Stop. You're exhausted because you're chasing. We don't chase. We attract. We become the magnet. And how you become the magnet? You do the internal work. You do the mindset stuff. You do the routines. You be consistent. You give your all into the life that you want to, that you say that you want to live. We leaving chasing for other people. That's not what we do. I didn't chase this life. I didn't chase this success. I worked hard. Don't get it twisted. I was diligent in my processes for sure, but I didn't chase it. I didn't chase opportunity. I didn't beg, please bring me on your stage. Please, please, I'll do anything. I promise you. Hell no. Not Trent Simmons Shelton. Not you. I call me by my whole name. That must be my mama spirit. Like, that's when you're in trouble. When mama, hey, Trent Simmons Shelton, you better come here. Yes, ma'am. But we leaving that chasing stuff in 2024. All right. That's just a side note. Let's move to number 2. Okay. We're going to leave fearing risk. And I want to talk about this in 2024. Now, I want to say this. Okay. I'm not telling you to be ignorant. I'm not telling you to do something dumb. I'm going to just leave my job. I'm going to bet it all on the table. Hey, that wouldn't be my advice. I always coach people and tell people, before you jump off a bridge, make sure there's water underneath. You know what I mean? I don't want you to kill yourself. Financially, stability-wise, I don't want you to kill yourself, but I do want you to take risk. You got to take risk because risk will help you grow, will help you learn. Calculated risk, smart risk. Some of us, we've been playing it too safe, right? It's time to shoot away, right? It's time to step up to the plate, swing the bat. Because the only strikeout in life, right, is not stepping up to the plate. That's the only strikeout in life. This beautiful thing about life, we have opportunity. We have a tomorrow that comes for most of us, right? That comes for most of us. 99.9% of us are going to see tomorrow. And that means we have a new slate. We have a new beginning. No matter how messed up, how effed up, excuse my French, today was, tomorrow brings a new beginning. So we must treat it as such. What I'm telling you is that we can continue to step up to the plate and swing the bat. Some of you are sitting in the dugout expecting to live a home run life. Some of you are on the bench expecting to live a Hall of Fame life, but you're on the bench. It's time for you to check yourself in your game of life. Let's talk about fear for a moment, okay? Fear keeps so many of us stuck. Fear paralyzes us. And I talk about fear so much, I'm not going to spend too much time, but I always say this, and I'll give you this with fear. Always remember this, write this down. When the fear will never be strong enough when the purpose is great enough. Right? The fear will never be strong enough when the purpose is something that's great enough. You walk through fear daily, but you don't even realize it because the purpose of what you're doing in the action makes you overlook the fear. Okay? When the fear, when the purpose, when the reason is great enough, the fear will never be strong enough. And so I'll just give you this simple hack that can change your life when it comes to fear, because it's not fear that's preventing you. It's not fear that's keeping you back. You are a fearless human being. You can say, Trent, I'm scared of a lot of things, but I promise you, if I put you in the right position with the thing you're scared of, and I made the stakes high enough, I made the purpose great enough, you will attack that fear every single time because you have some riding on it. And that's the problem. A lot of us, we don't have nothing riding on our life. And that's why fear is paralyzing us. So let me tell you this with fear before we move on. If you change what awaits on the other side of fear, right? If fear is this door and you're afraid to walk through this door every single time because, man, it's just, I'm going to be judged, the fear of failing. If on the other side of this door is something worth going to get, if it's something worth living for, if it's your kids on the other side of this door, if it's legacy on the other side of this door, you have to determine what it is. Because I can tell you something, but it might not be strong enough for you. But if something strong enough is on the other side of this door, you will walk through and bust through the door of fear every single time in your life. And you've done it before. I'm sure you've been in fearful moments that you still produced action. You got to ask yourself why. Why? Because what awaited on the other side of that fear was important to you, was probably a non-negotiable to you. But so many of us are afraid to take risks. We're afraid to fail. We're afraid to step out. We're afraid to look stupid. We're afraid to be embarrassed. For what? The people that are not perfect are judging you. The people who are failed too are judging you. The people who are human just like you are judging you. The people that don't have it all together, they're judging you. And you're afraid of them. You're afraid of the human that poops like you, pees like you, gets funky like you. You're afraid of that person? The person that's maybe acting perfect, but there's no perfection about them. You're afraid of that person judging you? Let me tell you something. People are judging you regardless. No matter how great you are, they're judging you. No matter how much they think you suck, they judging you. No matter how much they lifestyle they agree with, they judging you. No matter how much they judging you. People are judging you regardless. Like I told y'all in 2010, you might as well be your best self. You might as well live legendary. You might as well have that championship mindset. You might as well go get what's meant for you and let them judge that. I don't fear being judged. I fear not living my best life. I fear letting my kids down because somebody judged me. I fear letting my family down because somebody judged me. I fear letting myself down because I allow somebody to judge me. But Trent, they're talking about you anyway. Let them talk. That's what people do. That's what commentators do. They talk. Let them commentate on your life while you go live your best life. It's like people talking down LeBron and his son, right? Like, bro, look at them. Man, you know how legacy that is? LeBron ain't worried about y'all. LeBron don't care about what you feel about Bronny. They living their best life. They accomplish something that nobody else accomplished. They are billionaires, and you worried about them having conversations. Small mindsets discuss people. Big mindsets. I'm like this here. Big mindsets discuss dreams, okay? Growth only happens outside your comfort zone. I know that's common sense, but I need you to move outside your comfort zone going into this year. Here's some scientific evidence. I got to give you this in each one of these steps. Science shows that your brain grows when you take on new challenges, okay? It's called neuroplasticity. Big word. The more you step into the unknown, the stronger and smarter you become. Go attack those challenges. Go attack the unknown. Go push yourself. Go challenge yourself. Because what you might find out, you're a lot greater than what you think. What you might find out is that you really him. You really her. What you might find out is that you legendary. But you'll never find out if you don't go explore. I want more exploration for you in 2025. Go explore your creativity. Go explore your gifts. Go explore your talents. Go explore your best life. Go explore it. Okay? Because if you don't, you're going to stay stuck in average. You're going to be complaining the rest of your life. Write this down. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable to reach greatness. I've never seen anything great happen in comfort zones. Okay? Get uncomfortable. In 2025, I want you to leave fear behind. Stop playing it safe, right? Stop playing it small. Stop playing it average. Stop playing it afraid. Your best life is waiting for you on the other side of that risk. And I hope when I say these words, I'm not just some inspirational person online that you can't find any proof in. I hope you look at my life and be like, you know, Trent really knows what he's talking about, because I can pinpoint Trent's life. I can pinpoint Trent's journey and see that he's took risks. I see that he's went for it. Right now, going live on YouTube, right? Starting from kind of the beginning by doing this, I see Trent going for it. And that's what I want to show you guys. I want to show you that it's possible. I want to show you that you're a choice away, you're a decision away from changing your life. I want to show you that as soon as you make a choice and you stay consistent and committed to that choice, you can look back and see your life change forever. I want to show you that. Okay, so number 2, stop fearing risk. Number 3, no more excuses. All the excuses, and I'm going to be unapologetic about this one. I love you. But all the excuses, you got to leave them in 2024. Excuses don't belong in 2025. No matter what it is an excuse. And we live by this lifestyle at Rehab Time as rehabbers. It all starts with you. That means that I'm taking full responsibility, accountability, and ownership over my life. No matter what happens, I'm taking ownership because I want the power. I want the privilege. I want the power to do something about it. I want the privilege to have the pressure and responsibility on me. That's how we live at Rehab Time. Power and privilege. I'm not blaming nobody. I'm not pointing my finger at nobody. I'm not saying it's nobody's fault. I'm the problem. In 2025, I'm the problem. I've already started for me because that means I'm the solution. Some of us don't want to hear that. Nah, I turn everybody else the problem. Okay, see how that works for you. See how much you'll be waiting for that apology that's never going to show up. See how much you'll be waiting for that understanding that's not coming. See how much you're going to live the rest of your life waiting on something waiting on something to show up that's never going to come. So we got to go say, you know what? I'm going to put the ownership over my hands and I'm going to do something about it. Studies show. Well, let me say this. I wrote this down. It's time to face this one head on. Excuses. Listen to me. You can't build a successful life while making excuses. I know that's common sense, but let's make it come in practice. Every excuse you make is another brick in the wall that's blocking your future. Every excuse you make, you're building a wall that's preventing you from going to live your best life. Trent, give me some scientific proof. Studies show that when you take responsibility over your life, and I know this is true because we've done a study at Rehab Time that we are working on currently right now with those 5 words, it all starts with you. We have seen it's been proven that people have done this for over 60 days that said it all starts with a mirror and really believe it. They've seen an increase in productivity. They've seen an increase in their life because now they feel responsible for their life. Let me get back to the study. Studies show that when you take responsibility for your life, you're more resilient, okay, and achieve more. Excuses are a defense mechanism. I know some of y'all might be in your feelings. I love you. I love you. You know that, right? I love you. Excuses are a defense mechanism that keeps you comfortable but stuck. A Trent way of saying it is excuses make you feel good, okay with your life when you're not okay with your life. Excuses make you feel okay with your life when you know you're not okay with your life. It's kind of like, you know what? As long as I have this crutch, then I can always blame the situation. I can always blame my childhood for me not going to live my best life. Instead of blaming my childhood for me living my best life because my childhood motivated me. I said I never want to be like parents. This not me, but my parents are amazing. But I never want to be like my parents ever again. So I'm gonna be the best parent I can be. Right? A crutch is like, oh man, this person broke my heart. This is why I'm living like this. And by the way, I hope y'all know I know it's very hard to overcome. I'm not making light of this and making it seem like it's just easy to get through things. Absolutely not. Moving on is hard. It takes consistency, right? Healing is a very hard process. Y'all know how I feel about that. But I don't want these things to be your crutch in 2025. And the crutch is, well, this person did me wrong, so this is why I'm living my life like this. And what I have to say is that nobody cares. See if the bill collector cares. See if the world stops. Right? See if people stop living for you. See if people continue to check up on you. Nothing stops because you feel sorry for yourself. And that's something I had to realize in my life plenty of times. I had to say, Trent, nothing is stopping because you're going through hard moments. So you have a choice right now. You can let these hard moments break you, or you can let it build you. Okay? You can let it break you, or you can let it build you, but that's your choice. Don't allow your excuses to be some defense mechanism. Get around people, get an environment like here, like rehab time, wherever it is. Get an environment that pushes you to greater. Get around people and your friends in your circle that hold you accountable. My team knows that about me. I know that about my team. We have uncomfortable conversations. We had one today. But it was a great conversation because team knows that it's love. I love you so much that I don't want to keep you the same. You love me so much that you don't want to keep me the same. That's why you're here. I love you so much that I refuse to sugarcoat things that's going to keep your life the same. Throw away the excuses. Excuses will always be there for you. Opportunity won't. Excuses ain't going nowhere. You can choose them and pick them any day of the week. Right? Excuses, you have a limited option, supply of excuses you can pick. And it can be true, right? I'm not saying it's not true. It can be true. It can actually justify something in your life. But the justification of something don't let it paralyze you. It doesn't make it right for your life. Just because you can justify it doesn't mean that's your truth. If that makes sense to you. Just because I can justify why I'm sad because I lost my mother, it doesn't make it my truth that I can't still go live my best life. Okay? Opportunities won't always be there. Opportunities are not promised to knock twice. And some of us, we're missing opportunities for our life. Some of us, we missing the relationship that's meant for our life because we still worry about the relationship that wasn't meant for our life. Hello? Some of us, we missing the job that's meant for our life because we still worried about the job that isn't meant for our life. We still complaining that we don't see the opportunity that's right in front of our face. And you know what happens? Opportunities don't die. They find life in the next person. Don't let somebody go take what was yours. Because opportunity doesn't die because you don't answer. It finds life in the next person. You know what's crazy? There's so many people living with the opportunity that wasn't meant for them, but it was meant for somebody else. But it made its way to them because the person that it was meant for wasn't ready for it when it showed up. Because they were living in excuses. That cannot be you. Right? Some of us, I'm 40. I don't have that much life left. I got a lot of life left, but I don't have that much life left. Some of you might be 50, 60, 30, whatever it is. None of us know our death date, so we don't know how much time we have left. We playing with time by living with excuses. Let 2025 be the year you stop making excuses. Take ownership of your life. If you want it bad enough, my friend, you will make a way. You will create a way. Number 4, hope y'all still with me. Like the chat with some fire emojis. Let me know right now if you listen to me in real time. Hit me up on Instagram, and I'm bringing the energy. All right? This is YouTube Live, 9 p.m. Wednesday nights. I'm sticking with this. All right? So you guys show up. You guys subscribe. You guys like. You guys support the channel. You listen to this on the podcast. Make sure you go watch this. All right? Real time. I got my onesie on for you. All right? Number 4, quit waiting for the right time. Oh, my gosh. The perfect time doesn't exist. And I know there's some truth not to that, right? Of course, there's times where everything is perfect, it aligns. But you have to tell yourself the perfect time doesn't exist. We got to leave that I'm waiting for the perfect time mentality in 2024. The perfect time is the time you create. The right time is right now. That doesn't mean move without diligence. It doesn't mean move without education and wisdom. I'm not telling you that. But some of us, we're just waiting, kind of a excuse. We're waiting for, oh well, the time isn't right. When the time is right, when the sun sets at 7:59, when the wind blows 12 miles per hour, right? When the grass is green, like we have all these stipulations on what the right time is. Let's be real. How many of you are waiting on the right time to start? Like, be real. How many of you are waiting on the right time? Some of us are waiting on the right person. I always say, become the right person. Stop waiting on the right person. Waiting for things to be perfect for life, just to be right, right? To be just right. Like, how many of us are doing that? We're waiting to be perfect, for things to be just right. Right? Just right is right now. You know, scientific evidence shows, science tells us that waiting for the perfect moment only leads to procrastination. The Zignick effect, I think that's how you pronounce his name, shows that starting something, even imperfectly, makes it easier to finish because your brain naturally seeks closure. Right? If you wait until you're ready, you'll be waiting forever. Go after it now. You're already ready. What you waiting on? Permission? What you waiting on? Somebody to say, I believe in you? What you waiting on to get it all together? Do any of us have it all together? I'm not telling you to start prematurely. I'm not telling you to do that, but I am telling you we can no longer wait. I am telling you that we have to take action. Don't let that be an excuse for you anymore in 2025. I'm waiting. You're going to die waiting. Y'all know I said this a lot. You're going to die waiting. That's a terrible way to die. I want to die going to achieving. I don't want to die waiting. I don't want to die like sitting on the bus stop waiting for the bus to come. No, I'm going to die in some action, right? I'm going to die like going to get my best life, not waiting on my best life to come get me. You better go get it because it might not find you. You got to go get it. You better go get it, right? You better go become the person that you want to receive in your life. You better go get that relationship. I'm going to tell you that. You better go get that opportunity. You better go get that, that stage of your speak. You better go get it. Go get it. You better go get that dream. Right? You better go get that job, but go get it. It's yours. What's yours is yours. I told this to Tristan. A coach told me this. Write this down. Very powerful quote. The opportunities that are meant for your life won't miss your life unless you're not ready for the opportunities when they come to your life. I don't believe, and I could be wrong, but this is my belief. I don't believe that we miss out on things that are meant for our life. I don't. I believe we miss out on things when we're not ready. I believe when we miss out on things when we're living in excuses. I believe we miss out on things when we're hiding, right? We're hiding. Oh, I'm not ready. I don't want nobody to see this. I know it's still messy. It's still small. I don't want to tell anybody what I'm doing in my life because I started my podcast and I got 2 downloads. And I don't want to tell anybody because I'm ashamed. I don't want to tell anybody about my YouTube. I don't want to, and you miss out on opportunities. You might miss out on a conversation with a person that could have really helped you if you would have started the conversation. Like, be proud of yourself. Everything that I do, I'm proud of. I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is where I started at. This is where I'm at. And I can't tell you how many times I've met people that helped me by me being honest about where I'm at in my life. Oh, I can help you with that. Oh, I know somebody that can help you in that situation because I opened my mouth. Right? No Diddy. My bad. I probably said that. Right? I opened my mouth. Right? That's the young generation, right? Pause. But I really want you to go get what's meant for your life. Okay? No more waiting for the right time. Number 5, and we're going to take some Q&A. Okay. So B has some questions for me. Y'all like to chat with questions right now. I'm going to take some questions. Number 5. This is the big one. This was the big one. Number 5. Cut the distractions. In 2024, leave all distractions here. Trent, what's a distraction? If it's keeping you from it, it's a distraction. If it's keeping you from it, and you decide what it is. I don't know what it is for you, but if it's keeping you from it, thank you, Sheena. I appreciate you. If it's keeping you from it, it is a distraction. It's that simple. In the championship mindset, it all starts with you. I teach this. Some of you might have heard this in a video from 2013 about discipline. How do I become more disciplined in my life? Simple. Get great at saying no to the things that don't get you a yes. It's so hard to do, but it's so simple in nature. It's a simple question. Is this leading me to it? Nope, I ain't doing it. Is this conversation leading me to it? Nope, I'm not having it. Is this person being in my life helping me get to where I want to go? Or vice versa? Are they congruent with the direction that I'm going in my life? Nope, I'm not being around it. It's that simple. And some of us, as we're getting older, we still living with distractions. I can understand if you're 20, 21, early 30s maybe. But once you hit 40 plus, even 30 plus, once you hit 30s plus, you should know what distractions are in your life. You should know, like, this isn't leading me to where I want to go, so why am I wasting my time on it? Get rid of the distractions. Distractions need to equal subtraction. Subtract it for your life. If it's distracting you, subtract it from you. If it's distracting you, subtract it from your life. And it isn't always people. It could be something that you're doing, right? In the world full of noise, social media, opinions, endless notifications, we live in that world. Let me tell you something. Focus, intentional focus, as my brother Ben Newman talks about. Intentional focus is your greatest weapon in 2025. Okay? Intentional focus. Stop trying to do a million things. I talked to my team about this today. One of the things that I'm implementing in real time is I am moving towards mastery of focus. You cannot multitask. I don't care what people say. Oh, yes, Trent, I can do all these things. You do all these things average. There's no way you give 100% to two things at once. Our brains doesn't work like that. Right? Argue with your mama. Our brains don't work like that. And so, yeah, you might can be great at doing two things, but if you really focus, became intentional with your focus, you will be highly productive and more productive with what you want to do. Focus is your greatest weapon in 2025, right? Quality, non-distracted time, focus. With your marriage, focus. When's the last time you had focused time in your marriage or your relationship where it ain't no phones, it ain't no scrolling, it ain't no distractions? When's the last time you had focus with your kids where it ain't no social media scrolling? Look at your phone right now. I can tell you if you're focused. If you're on social media 4, 5, 6 times and it's not your job, and you're not doing it for your job, 6 times and 7 times a day, you're not focused. You're not. That's called, I want to go get some entertainment. And now it got you out of flow state. Go research flow state, how important flow state is. Flow state is where the creativity is supercharged. That's where you accomplish things. You ever been in a place where you just feel like, man, I'm in a flow? You hit your flow state. And it's so hard to get in flow state, but it's so easy to get out of it. Like, bring your focus back. Stop being so damn distracted. Scientifically proven. Research shows that distractions literally decrease your brain's ability to perform at its best. Let me just ask you this right now. Write this in the chat. Let me know if you listen to this on the podcast. Hit me up at Trent Shelton Podcast on Instagram and let me know, like, what's your biggest distractions? Right? What's some distraction in your life? Like, let me know right now. You know, and again, if it's keeping you from it, it's a distraction. You might not even think some people are distractions. are some things. But go down your text list. If I'm you, go down your text list. You might say, Trent, this is too much. Well, this is over the top. And this is the thing. A lot of people want to live an over the top life, right? You want to live a good life, but you don't want to do over the top things. As I always told y'all, this truth, you will always be too much. You will always be too much. You will always be too much. Do you hear me? You will always be too much for people who's not doing enough. Write that down, man. And I get passionate about this because the people always go, Trent, you're doing too much. And those same people ain't doing nothing with their life. Unapologetically. I told you when I turned 40, it did something to me. My I don't care meter don't exist no more. I'm speaking straight, real truth, being more straight up than I ever been. Oh, Trent, you're doing too much with that podcast. Trent, you're doing too much for rehab time. Trent, you're doing too much. You're right. I am doing too much because I'm always going to be doing too much to a person that don't understand what doing too much is because you're not doing enough. And some of us, like, we want top tier life, right? I want this life. I want more for my life. I want to live like this. I want to do these things. I want to take these vacations. But you're living. Please hear me when I say this. And I'm not trying to judge you. I love you. And you decide what the life that you want. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. But if you're a person that says, I want a top tier life, I want to reach higher heights in my life, I want to do these things. If you're that person saying that, but you are living a low level life, and what I mean by this, don't take it wrong. I know some of y'all getting y'all's feelings, but a low level life of not focusing, a low level life of just accepting what life brings you, engaging in things that are meaningless, not meaningful, but yet you want this life. It's like you want this, but you operate here. We got to change that. If we want this, we got to operate here. Okay, and it comes back down to focus. Research shows that distractions literally decrease your brain's ability to perform at its best. When you focus, your prefrontal cortex, my brain doctor, Dr. Amen, talked to me about this, by the way, so I know this is facts. When you focus, your prefrontal cortex that's responsible for decision making kicks into high gear. You know, my doctor, Dr. Amen, not to get like nerdy, but he told me like when it comes to suicide, a person with suicide, their prefrontal cortex isn't really working the way it should. Like when we drink, and don't quote me on this, but I believe this is right. When we drink, when we do all these things and we get on drugs, our prefrontal cortex isn't activated like it should. So our decision making sucks. You ever made wrong decisions when you've been under the influence? Right? You ever made wrong decisions when you've been super stressed out, having high anxiety, all these things? Like that's what that prefrontal cortex is there to protect you. You know, so when we focus, it kicks into high gear. And if you think about all the things I talked about, when you're under the influence, when you're around negativity, when you're, in an environment that's toxic, it's hard to focus, right? It's hard to focus. That's why I tell you protect your peace. That's why you're going to get the audiobook tonight from Audible or wherever you listen to audiobooks at, Spotify, and listen to the audiobook because it goes in deep. Meditations, everything. But that's why I tell you to protect your peace, because when you protect your peace, what you're doing is you're engaging your focus. You're protecting your focus. So in 2025, I want you to protect your focus like you protect your peace. That might need to be the next book, Protect Your Focus. We talk about protecting your focus actually in the book. It's a great principle, right? And it's very important to your life. Your vision, we almost through tonight. Your vision deserves more than to be lost in the noise of distractions. Don't you think that? Don't you think your vision deserves more than just to be an idea, to just be in a place of like lost in noise and distractions? Shouldn't you honor your vision? Right? Shouldn't you like hold it in its highest esteem? That vision that's been specifically given to you. I'm not trying to get spiritual tonight, but I'm always spiritual. So I am trying to get spiritual actually. I talk about this all the time. I talk about this in the book. God gives us vision. I believe God like molds a vision specifically for each and every one of us and gives it to us. Like, here's your vision, have it. And the problem that I see with a lot of people, even myself at times, is we allow our vision to get clouded. We don't protect it, right? We don't protect it. We don't honor it. We don't treat it as this cherished thing that the Almighty has given us. That's why in 2025, you're going to honor your gift. I got a shirt coming out that talks about the Dreamer Commandments. Go to shoprehabtime.com. Okay, it's coming out soon. We got some dope merch right now. But I got a shirt that's coming out called the Dreamer Commandments. These commandments that I live by: honor thy gift, honor thy vision, honor thy creativity. We're going to talk more about that when we do the challenge. The New Beginnings Challenge starts November 1st, so make sure you guys are locked in. But we're going to live by that. And that's what I want for you in 2025. In 2024, have you been honoring your vision? Keep it real. Have you really been honoring that gift that God is giving you? And when you think about it like that, it's kind of like disrespectful. Just imagine like you gave somebody a gift and they just, you ever, you ever did that? I never forget my grandmama, my Granny Bone. Man, Granny Bone got on me because she gave me some socks. Y'all know what I'm talking about too, right? And listen, I'm at the age now too where like I appreciate socks. I appreciate underwear. Like I'll be happy now. Like, oh, you got me some underwear? Like my wife gave me some Skims, right? I'm like, oh snaps, these mugs. I'm happy. I remember when I was little, my grandmother gave me socks and underwear. I'm like, man, what are these? I don't want these. Even though I didn't say it. Of course, I didn't say it to grandma, but I'll never forget. She came to our house, and I had the gift that she gave me. I already knew what she was giving me. I didn't even open it. That was very disrespectful. Grandmother, forgive me. I love you. But I didn't open it because I didn't want no socks, man. I wanted a video game. I wanted a bike. You know what I mean? Like, I want that. What am I going to do with some socks? And I never opened it. She came to our house. She saw that gift. And with tears in her eyes, like, she checked me. She was like, I worked hard for this. And regardless if you want the gift or not, it's a gift that I've given to you. And I want you to honor that gift and wear these dang socks. And she told me some other words I'm not going to say on live. And she might have, did some things to me that I can't say on live. We in 2024 now. So, I mean, you can't talk about well, she dead right now. So like, rest in peace, Granny. Like I got that belt. I got the switch, probably in the stitching cord. It was one of them. And I'll never forget that. And I tell that story because I feel like, I think about God and I think about, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I just think about, man, he's giving us a gift. And how disrespectful is it to not at least open it up, right? That vision. So many individuals, and this is why I do what I do, to hopefully inspire you and impact you and give you actual information and application to help you elevate your life. But how many individuals in the world live their whole entire life like I did with grandma, just leaving that gift wrapped up? That's meant for you. That vision that's meant for you. So people always ask, like, Trent, like, how have you been this consistent over 15 years? Because I honor my creator. I honor my creator by honoring the gifts, the talents, and the visions that he's given me. I honor my creator by giving me a sound mind that I can actually have ideas. Some of you are blessed beyond measure. You don't even know it. There's people that can't even think. There's people that like their mind is gone. They can't even act upon ideas. And I get sensitive about this because I see so many people wasting their life as if they have a limitation. Your only limitation is procrastination. Your only limitation is distraction. You don't have a physical limitation. Of course, you might, right? I'm talking in general. You don't have a limitation like that. And some of you do. And I know people have limitations like are physical and they still go hard. I remember when I was in Nelson Mandela's prison. I went to go speak in South Africa to prisons. And what wowed me is that when I was speaking to the lifers, the people that were never getting out, like I wish I had the picture right now, I could pull it up. They were never getting out. They had more vision than people in the real world that have freedom every single day. They were telling me dreams and visions. I'm like, what? Do these people know they're not getting out? But they don't think like that. They just think, go by one rule, honor thy vision. And that's a commandment that I want you to live by, a dreamer commandment. That's honor thy vision, honor thy gift, honor your vision in 2025, man. All you're witnessing with me is that. I can't control the outcomes. That's another thing I'll tell you. I'm adding bonus stuff right now. Get away from emotional being tied to outcomes. Leave that in 2024. If it don't work out, it don't work out. Oh, well, we're not in this for finish lines. We're not addicted to finish lines. We're not addicted to destinations. We don't have destination addiction. We're in this for the journey. We're in this to say, you know what? I'm going to honor every single day. I don't know where it's going to lead me, but I'm going to honor my gift. I'm going to honor my vision. I'm going to honor doing what I said I want to do. I'm going to honor the idea. And that's what you guys see when you see me doing retreats. You see me doing books. You see me doing events. You see me doing all these things, creativity on YouTube, all the things. It's just me honoring my ideas. That's it. I think it and then I go do it. And sometimes it sucks. Oh, well. I don't attach my emotions to the outcome because the outcome doesn't determine who I am. The outcome doesn't determine if I'm going to succeed or not. It's not. It's just a part of the process. That's just an outcome. That's just a small picture that tries to take you out of the big frame. And I want to say that to you too. And I'm about to get off here. I'm just speaking life into you right now. Listen, some of us, we so worried about these small things, these minor things, right? Minor people, minor problems, it's minor. And it's keeping you from the bigger picture of life. Don't forget about the big picture, right? Don't let life make you crop on one thing in your life, one area. Oh, this is going bad. And I'm talking to myself right now. Maybe financially, like, man, this is going bad. There's a bigger picture, but you're just so focused on financial burdens that you don't even see how blessed you are in the bigger picture. I'm not saying we ignore it. I'm not saying we don't address it, but don't let that become you. Maybe it's a relationship, right? Life makes you crop on that relationship, say, oh, my relationships are bad. And there's a bigger picture of your life that your life is still good. You're still blessed. You still got a roof over your head. You're still succeeding professionally, but my relationship sucks. So now I'm just a person that I don't feel any worth because I'm just cropped on this. Don't let life make you crop out the bigger picture, my friend. Your vision deserves more. In 2025, cut out what's pulling you away from your purpose, set boundaries with your time and your energy, and watch how quickly your life changes. I don't know if you got anything from today. Hopefully you did. I see Tyler, I see all these people in here that's in the chat. I want to do this every Wednesday night. So if you're listening to me on the podcast, because I'm going to make this the podcast episode tomorrow, come to my YouTube page, at Trent Shelton Videos. I'm putting everything into this page this next year. You're going to see. We're going to go live here more than any other platform. Every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Set your alarms. Hit me up on at Trent Shelton Podcast. Get in my inbox. All the things on Instagram, by the way. On all the things, because I want to serve you guys more than anything. I want to show you guys when you put a relentless effort and focus towards something, it happens. And you're going to see me do that. You're going to see this page grow in real time. And it's going to grow because of your support. It's going to grow because you guys are showing up. I'm looking at the chat right now. I can't really focus on it because it'll give distractions. But I see the chat going crazy. I see you guys showing up. I see you asking questions. So I want to leave with this. Okay, I want to leave with this. I know tonight was a lot to take in. I laugh because I have these ideas of what I'm going to speak about, and then, yeah, just my passion takes me all over the place. I know it was a lot to take in tonight, but trust me. This is the work that sets you up for the life that you've been dreaming of. Right? Everything we talked about tonight, simple things, nothing crazy. I'm not giving you no crazy things or no crazy methods or process. You're like, what was that? Just the simple things. Right? The simple things. No longer waiting for the right time. No more having excuses. No more fear and risk. Right? No more settling for less. Right? Cutting out the distractions. And every other thing we talked about, the simple things. If you leave these things behind in 2024, you will walk into 2025 with more focus, more clarity, and more power than you ever had before. Let's make this the year, this the moment we stop playing small and start stepping into who we were created to be. Remember these words. The life you want is already waiting for you. You believe that? The life you want. And I'll even take it a step deeper. The life that's been created for you. Sometimes what we want isn't what we need. The life that has been created for you is already waiting for you. You just need to be willing to leave behind everything that's keeping you from it. I'm going to say that again. The life that's been created for you is waiting for you. You just have to be willing to leave behind everything that's keeping you from it. Don't you feel guilty for going to live your best life? Don't you feel guilty for saying yes to yourself? Don't you feel guilty for going to get what you truly deserve? And maybe this was the year where you had to lose what you wanted to make room in your life for what you truly deserve. But like I always tell you, it all starts with you. It all starts with you. It's rehab time. Let's get it. I'm proud of you. I believe in you. And most importantly, I love you. Thank you so much for showing up tonight. Um, let's take a picture real quick. Screenshot it. Tag me on Instagram. Right now, my Instagram Trent Shelton page is like down for some reason. It's crazy, it's glitching. So at Trent Shelton Podcast, tag me on there because I can reshare stories on there. But I just want to send some reminders as we wrap it up today. Let me send some shout outs. Tasha, what up? What up, Fred? When am I coming to Phoenix for a hike, Michelle? I don't know. Hopefully soon. What up, Moses? What up, Brenda? What up, Jennifer? Man, it's rehab time. Let's get it. Yeah, I love this, man. We got a lot of people in here tonight. This is our biggest live right now. We have, man, almost 500 people here live. That's crazy. Wow, I didn't even know there's that many people here. Thank you, guys. This is totally awesome. I want y'all to light up the hearts. If you're going to show up every Wednesday at 9, I should do it. I got to do it at 9 because my kids, they be asleep. If I do it at 8, you never know. Marley might walk in here, you know what I mean, crying, hey, come sleep with me. But they're asleep at 9 usually. So that's why I do 9 o'clock. It's kind of like, you know, adult time. Maybe next time you all can wear your onesie. Somebody send me a onesie. That's gonna be my thing on YouTube for live. I'm gonna just wear onesies, at least during the winter. But I'm looking in the chat and I'm really grateful for all of you. Let me write in the chat. Thank you. Hold on. Thank you. Y'all are so awesome. But I do want to say this really quick. Just kind of go over some things. So Protect Your Peace audiobook is out. Please go get it. I mean, it's free if you have Audible, I think. You know, it's free. I think Spotify is free if you have Spotify. So it's free, basically, unless you want to go buy it. But please go listen to it. I would play something from it right now. Actually, I will. Hold on. Let me do that. I'm going to do it for y'all. I'm going to play it from my cell phone because I don't have my whole streaming stuff set up yet. Once I get it set up, I'll be able to bring in certain things. I'm going to play it for y'all. I'm going to play a little snippet for you, but go listen to it. It officially comes out the 22nd. But again, if you have a certain membership, I believe you might can listen to it now. And I have meditations. I have spoken words on there. So it's just a lot of greatness with that book, the audio book. So go listen to it. ShopRehabTime.com. You can go there right now. But this weekend we're releasing a shirt that says God loves you, and also releasing the shirt. So y'all got to get this shirt. I wish I had it. I don't have it on me. But my daughter Maya made this saying. It says, sorries don't always work. If you know the story, you know it, but I'll tell you real quick. So I forgot what happened. I made Maya mad. I think I probably told her she's probably doing something she shouldn't have done. And I probably was a little bit, you know, I probably yelled in a way I didn't want to yell at her. So I was like, Maya, I'm sorry. She said, Dad, sorries don't always work. And I said, that's our next shirt. And so y'all got to get that shirt because it's true. Sorries don't always work. It says action over words because it's true. Sorries don't always work. You know what I mean? Some people depend on sorries. Nah, just give me change behavior. So that's at shoprehabtime.com. We also have, again, and I know I'm talking about a lot, but I got to get this all out. We have retreats coming up August. So reach out. Go to Brenda at TrentShelton.com. You want to inquire about a retreat, it's a speaker retreat. So make sure you're in that field of speaking. It's not just a retreat where we kick it and hang out. We might do that one, but it's specifically for speakers. We also have November 1st, we're doing a New Beginnings Challenge. So it's a 60-day challenge to make sure when we hit 2025, we're ahead of everybody else. That's always the biggest challenge of the year, so be ready for it. We'll start announcing it, how you can be a part of it. And we have a course coming in November. The course is Self-Worth Mastery. So if you took Self-Worth Method, which is an amazing course, my favorite. That's my baby. Self-worth mastery is a step above, right? We bring scientific evidence. We dive deeper on things. It's alive, right? It's an immersive course. So it's 5 days. It's not a month because people don't finish. People buy something, they don't finish it. So it's an immersive self-mastery course that you will be live with me. Okay, you'll have all the other things, but we'll be live engaging through Zoom 5 days. Okay, back to back to back to back to back for at least 90 minutes to 2 hours. Okay, so if you're immersive, you want to say, man, I want 2025, I want to master my self worth, and I really want to live in my self worth so I can live my best life and have confidence in myself, right? It's for you. So be on the lookout for that. But let me play this audio book for y'all really quick. Oh, we got some questions. Let me answer a question. My team sent me a question. So Christina asked this question. Let me answer y'all's questions real quick because I did say I was going to answer. Then I'll play the audio book. So give me about maybe 5-10 minutes. Christina Armstrong. What up, Christina? I appreciate you for being here. She said, what if you don't know what your vision is anymore? That's a great question. Whew. What if you don't know what your vision is anymore? The first thing that I would tell you is get to a place where you can listen to your soul. Protect your peace. I talk about that. Get to a place where you can listen to your soul. And with my life, I didn't know that I would be here. I just knew what I didn't want to accept anymore, Christina. So I didn't know this was my vision, right? The vision validation came within the journey that said, oh, this is actually what I'm meant to do. Now, I had like a little soul whisper that kind of hinted, but for me, it was knowing where I didn't want to stay, what I didn't want to accept. And so I focused on what I could control. It all starts with you. I said, okay, mind, body, and soul, I want to do this. So I would challenge you, Christina, just go live your best life. Like, don't get locked in like, oh, I got to have my vision. Because sometimes we'll make up a vision that's not ours. We'll have what I call vision persuasion, where we get a persuaded vision because we look out and say, oh, my vision is this because somebody else is doing it. Don't force it, right? Let it come to you. Remember, we're not chasing. We're not chasing a vision, right? The vision is already in you, but we have to move the distraction and noise that keeps us from focusing on that. So I would say get out in nature as much as you can. Where you can listen to the birds, the trees, nature heals. I'm nature's spokesperson, God's natural medicine for your soul. And then just focus on what you can control, right? What's the life you want to live this year? And I believe once you start getting into that place and your brain starts adapting to that, right? Neuroplasticity, all the stuff starts really wrapping around all the things. And then I believe things start to come. That's what happened for me. So if you don't know it, it's okay. Just trust that it will come. But just know where you don't want to stay with your life anymore. Great question. Amazing Graces. This is a cool name. How do I know what's God vision for my life? I'll give the same exact answer I gave Christina. And I would say you have peace. You know it when there's peace, when you don't even understand it, where it's almost natural. So people always ask, how did you know this was like your thing? It's because it's natural. Like me right now, this was no preparation. This was me coming in here, getting out the shower, putting on some deodorant, putting on my onesie, and just pressing live. I had some notes that I wanted to touch on for sure, but that was it. And it just comes so natural. And I have peace in this, and I feel power in this, and I feel purpose in this. Like, this makes me happy. That's why I can never get off in like the time I'm supposed to get off on, because I love y'all so much. And I feel connected to it. So that's how you know when you're doing something that God has really wrapped his arm around, because it's like you're being guided. You know what I mean? You're being guided. You can't explain it like, where did that idea come from? Like, how did I do that? It's because God is guiding you. So I hope that helps. Vicky Burgess, how do I overcome the fear of judgment? I think that's different for everybody, Vicky. But I would tell you how I overcame. I wrote a spoken word called Pick Me Apart. Go listen to it. that was my coming out party of like, I don't care no more. Pick Me Apart. Because I was on social, Facebook, and, I have a big platform, and people would post their comments and judge me and say this or that. Boom, like, you should be talking about this. And it just got to me. And I got to a point where I said, pick me apart. I don't care. And I think that's where you have to get to a place of like that I don't care attitude. Not in a way of like living life like nonchalant, but just like what you say has no power over me. And I realized people's judgments had no power. No hater can stop God's favor. And I realized that. Opinions are only opinions. Judgments are only judgments. Who are you to judge? Like, you don't know what God has for me. You don't know what I overcome. And so I wrote that spoken word and I said, I'm not going to be in this prison no more. And it was just like trial and error. And I think I built confidence over time. And I started to realize, like, oh, I can still live my best life, whether they're judging me or not. Oh, they really can't stop me, whether they're judging me or not. Oh, they can give their opinion, but their opinion doesn't even matter. I'm going to focus on the love instead of the hate. And so I just chose to protect my focus. I chose to focus on those that weren't judging me. I chose to focus on those that were really for me. And then I also considered, where's the judgment coming from? Is it coming from somebody who's living their best life? Is it coming from somebody who's bitter? Right? Is it coming from somebody who's angry, somebody who hates their life? Where's it coming from? I consider the source. So anytime somebody's judging me, I just know that they aren't working on themselves, because you have no time to judge other people if you're truly working on yourself, right? Like, unfairly judge people. I know as humans, we naturally judge people. Just as a human, that's what we do. But to carry on with your judgment and unfairly judge people, yeah, you got nothing going on with your life. And so that's how I realized that. And I just stopped caring. And I realized that it couldn't stop me, and it didn't stop me. So that's why I said you got to go live your best life. Because if you don't live your best life, you're going to be like, oh, just judgment has power over me. It has no power over you. It only has power over you because you give it power. That's it. It can't stop you. Nobody can stop you. Please take self-worth mastery. Nobody can stop you from giving anything to this world. You can judge me. You can hate on me. You go in this comment right now, say, Trent, shut up, stop talking. I'm still going to talk. Right? It's my page. I'm going to do what I'm called to do. I'm going to live my best life, because I refuse to get to 80 years old, look back and say, man, I let people that judge me, that ain't even alive no more, I let these people stop my life. Nah. So you just got to get experience with it, my friend. Two more than we offer here. 3 more questions. Debbie Talant, how do we know what our gifts are? You know, it's everything I said earlier to Christina in Amazing Graces. You just got to go honor your gifts, go honor your ideas. You know, go out there and do it. See what feels natural. Be curious, right? Be curious. I talked about that with Robin Arson. I don't know if y'all do Peloton, but Robin was on my podcast. Go listen to the episode recently. It dropped yesterday. And she talked about that. Like, go be curious, you know, and figure it out. I don't think you can just sit and just sit here and be like, okay, what are my gifts? No, I think you got to go. I didn't know I had a gift of communication, so I started communicating, right? So you got to go experience it for it to be revealed. Julianne Baxter, what do you attribute your biggest shift? The biggest shift in my life is perspective. I contribute that to really changing my life, making my perspective my power. And simply that is just me saying everything is working for me. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. It's working for me. Because I saw this in life, that the happiest people have the healthiest perspective. Everybody I knew that was happy, a healthy perspective. You know, the person at work is just happy, like, yeah, it's raining outside. Well, at least the grass is getting watered, right? It's like, you're like, what? But that type of perspective serves you. So that's what I contribute to me helping me live my best life. Last question, Vanna Coons. If I am my own distraction, how do I change that? Vanna, I'm going to just keep it straight up with you. You change it. You know, you have to get out your own way. You got to make a decision. You got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. You just got to stop. You know, whatever it is, like if you're a person that says, I'm going to go work out tomorrow, you got to work out. You know, you have to put yourself in position to make sure you're successful. So what I like to tell my team, and I tell myself, put yourself in position to win. We can't always guarantee winning, but we can guarantee putting ourselves in position. So I'm sure it's not a working out thing for you, but I'm going to use this as an example. So tomorrow, if people say, man, I always get in my way of going out for a run, what I would tell you to do is you have to simplify and don't make it complicated to achieve what you're trying to do. So if you're trying to go run in the morning, if I'm you, I'm already laying out my shoes, my socks. I'm laying out everything. I know where my keys are at. I already know what's on the app. Like, I have everything mapped out. I have my water bottle already made. You know, I have my music playlist that's going to give me hype in the morning. I'm going to put myself in position to win. Doesn't mean I'm guaranteed to win, but I'm going to put myself in position to be successful. That's what you got to do. You got to put yourself in position to, you know, not be a distraction anymore. And then you have the future thing too. Have a conversation with yourself and ask yourself, if I keep being distracted, what's my future hold for me? You know, my future me scares the hell out of me sometimes. That's who holds me accountable. I think about future Trent. Future Trent is like, bro, if you don't get it together, it's going to be pretty rough. Just keeping it real with you. But then the other version of me, the great version of Trent, was like, hey, bro, if you keep doing what you're doing, telling you, it's a great life. Some years up the road. So I always check in with those two versions of myself. They both hold me accountable. But guys, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for rocking with me today. As always, I appreciate your attention, your energy. I appreciate you showing up. Please share this with somebody. Let me know your feedback. We'll be back here at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time Wednesday night. Make sure you check the YouTube. We'll be uploading shorts, doing new videos, all the stuff. But regardless, just keep living legendary. It's time to live legendary. Go listen to that in the morning. Hey, what's your name? What was her? Vanna. Go listen to Live Legendary. That'll help you get out your own way. Go to Spotify, Apple, put Trent Shelton, Legendary. Okay? The song Legendary. Just play that in the morning. I promise you. It'll get you right. Let's get it, y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. Yeah. Good night.